So we want to find the area of this blue shaded section in what looks like a flag here. And first off, it looks like a pretty easy problem, but there is one pitfall here that hopefully you didn't fall into if you tried this already. But let me show you as I do it. So we want these two blue strips. So first off, it seems fairly easy here. We can say, all right, we just want this area of this section here and this area here. And that's fine, except for one problem. If we take this long strip here, which has dimensions of a length of 90, as we can see down here, and a height of 10, that's fine. This has a length of 70 and a width of 20. We said we just get the two of those, add them together. But we've actually taken one particular area twice, which is this area in here where they cross over. And we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to get these two strip areas, and then we're going to get the area of this little section in here, which is this little guy here, this little rectangle, and we're going to take that away from our final answer because we've included him twice by taking both strips. All right, so let's take this first long strip here. So let's call this strip A and this strip B, and we'll call this little section in here section C. All right, so the little section C we're going to take him away at the end. So our answer is going to be made up from A plus B, but then we're going to subtract from that C. Now, just in case you're wondering that we need C, yeah, we do need C, but we're taking it twice by taking those two strips. That's the problem, so we're just taking it away once. So let's get A first. So A has an area of 10 centimeters width, and the length of A is 90. So that gives us 900, but of course centimeters squared, and still we always have to remember our units. And then let's look at the strip at B. That has a full length of 70 and it has a width of 20. So that's going to be 1,400 centimeters squared. Yeah. Now let's look at C. So how do we get the dimensions of C? Well, C has a width from here to here, which is equivalent to this width 20 up here. So it has a 20 centimeter width, but it has a height here of the 10 centimeters. Okay, which is going to give us 200 centimeters squared, right? So as we outlined up here, this is where our answer is going to be found. So we're going to have 900 plus the 1400 and then minus 200. So 900 plus our 1400, subtracting then our 200 centimeters squared. So this looks to be 2,300 minus our 200 gives us a total of 2,100 centimeters squared, which is our answer for the blue area. That's the first one. So now I have to find the area of this thing here. So yeah, look, this is tricky, and there's two ways to think about this. If you looked in my introduction video on to area of these irregular shapes, you can either think as an outside box or maybe split this up into different shapes. Now, if you want to split this up into different shapes, yeah, we could maybe split it into one long maybe shape here and this section and this section. And it's probably the easiest way to do it. Another way of doing it would be to make this one big box like this and then subtract these four areas that are missing. But I think looking at it, I probably originally thought I was going to probably draw a box around the outside, then subtract these four areas. But as mathematicians or people do maths, we tend to be lazy and we tend to look for the quickest and easiest route to get to the answer. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to actually draw a dotted line across here. Okay? And I'm going to take this area first, and I'm going to call this area A. And then I'm going to call this area, I have another color up here, so I'm going to call this area up here B. And then, what other color have we got? Blue. I'm going to call this area down here C. Right? So once I get A, and I get B, and I get C, I can add all those areas together, and that will give me my total answer. So let's shade it in a little bit, just for the purposes of demonstration here. Okay? So let's go ahead and get area A first. Let's go in order, sure. So what's area A? Well, area A has a total length of what? So it's this long line along here. This is 9. This is 8. This is also 9. So this total length here is 9 plus 8 plus 9. What's that going to be? I think it's 26 meters, of course, what we're using. So that's a 26 meter length along here. Now, what about the height here? Well, that's given. It's easy, isn't it? That's just 8 meters. So what are we going to get when we do 26 by 8? That gives us 208. And of course, again, I'll keep banging on about units, but we can't forget about the units. So that's 208 meters squared. Now let's go up to B. So the area B, what's that going to be? So B is going to be 9 multiplied by 8. So that's 9 meters multiplied by 8 meters. That's going to be 72 meters squared. And then the last one we have is C. So C is going to be also a length of 9 and also a width of 8. So it's going to be the same as B. And we probably knew that. You probably knew that before you even looked at it. So we have 72 meters squared. So our total is going to be, or our answer is going to be 208 plus 72 plus 72. And yeah, I didn't write in the units here, but I'll make sure to write them at the end. So we get our answer of 352 meters squared. So if you got both of them from the start of the video, well done, and you're on your way.